As we continue, it's time to explore one of the most powerful and influential pillars of modern HR strategy, total rewards. To unpack how organizations can build reward strategies, we have with us a distinguished panel of HR leaders who bring different experience, perspectives from different organizations and industries. To guide this conversation, please welcome the Talent Acquisition Specialist at Chalhoub Group, Mr. Hamad Al-Shaiji. Welcome on stage, Hamad.
Thank you so much. مساكم الله بالخير. Good afternoon.
Sakallah bin Noor. Joining him for this discussion is the group HR Director for Butte Holding, Mohammed Zeki. Also welcoming back on the stage, Senior Group Director of ASICO Group, Ahmed Rajab. The Assistant General Manager of HR at Al Ahli Bank of Kuwait, Jamil Gurgis. And the Assistant General Manager of HR Group at Bobian Bank, Bu Ahmed, Khalid Al-Rahmani.
مساكم الله بالخير again. Good afternoon. I know it's almost the end of the day, but I promise we'll keep it short and entertaining. We're going to talk about, talent rewards, strategies, workforce attraction, and motivation and retention. So basically, we're talking about something that is important for every one of us, money. So when companies in Kuwait try to strengthen retention, not all elements of the total rewards package have the same impact. I'm going to ask the question for every one of you gentlemen, so we hear different perspectives based on your experience. In your opinion, which rewards make the most meaningful difference, and how organizations determine whether these choices actually improving retention rather than just being extra cost? Who would like to start? Let go with the right directly.
Well, thank you for giving me the privilege to start. Yeah. Oh.
I'm ready.
Well, I think that it depends. Total rewards is as flexible as the rest of the HR practices. You can define your own total rewards strategy based on the demographics of your workforce and, of course, the industry that you are working in to prioritize which item comes first. Of course, if we're speaking about the generic concept, it's the total annual cash that you are giving to your employee. I would give in the second place is maybe the LTIs, the long-term incentive plans. I think this is the most or the top important pillars in the total rewards when it comes to the financial part. Of course, you can add up some, I would say, intrinsic items like the culture that you are giving to your people, especially with the expansion of having more Gen Z in place. So the flexible work conditions comes, and the career development opportunities that you are giving to your people is as important as that as well. I think that's much I have.
Good, good. What about you, Mr. Ahmed?
Great, Habibi. Thank you, Hamid. Thank you, everyone. I agree with you, Mohammed. Nothing beats the relationship between you as an employee with your direct manager, number one, and your colleagues. And I think this is the secret of retention. This is when we talk about the non-financial. As for the financial side, I agree also, long-term incentive, especially deferred bonus, I would say. This is a very good tool. It's very common in the banks, as well as stock options. It depends on your seniority. So those are very good financial tools for retention, but I would go with more non-financial, the culture side, the relationship. Nothing beats that.
Totally agree with you, Mr. Ahmed. Culture is very important, and it's mainly the most, let's say, attractive thing for employees. When an employee feel comfortable, they will stay and
Of
be
course.
retained. Yeah,
Of course. Thank you.
Mr. Jamil.
Well, culture to a certain extent, yeah, for sure is important. Nobody can deny it. But at the end of the day, no one works for free. And when you talk about total rewards, well, rewards is cash to a very large extent. I'm going to change it a bit. It's not about the demographics. It's more about the layers inside your actual organization. So it depends who are we targeting, which layer. And honestly, it differs. It's quite different. The higher you go up, the different the mix has to be. It's not a Kuwait thing. It's more of the global practices. So at the lower end of your grading structure, cash is king. That's it. It's as simple as that. As long as the environment is as conductive as possible, as respectable as possible, that's it. It's fine. Then cash is king. The higher you go up, by default, yes, the mix has to be there. LTI, yes, is a powerful tool. Has multiple shapes and forms, to be honest. And the most important one, in my opinion, that impacts the vast majority of people is the short-term incentives. So everybody talks about the LTIs. Yeah, LTIs, yes, so we're talking 3, 4, 5 years, et cetera. Short-term incentive is basically where people get this nice piece of, piece of the pie at the end of the day. In simple terms, it's basically the bonuses. So what's important, in my opinion, cash for your daily lives. Short-term incentives is one of the more attractive aspects because it's directly linked to a very large extent to your actual input and output, your actual day-to-day work, what do you actually do, and how does it impact the actual company, and what's my piece of the pie at the end of the day. So my take is short-term incentives.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Jamil. Mr. Khalid.
جزاكم الله بالخير.
جزاك الله بالنور.
أول شيء we have to admit that cash is the boss. And no one happy unless he get rewarded or compensated. But talking about the culture, as Abdulaziz Rumi mentioned, we are focusing on people, focusing on emotions, helping, pushing, understanding, but not acting. At the end, I'm talking about the annual increments, but from the other side, we are one of the top vertical movers within the entity in Bobyan. So you will find the table here of branch of HR employees in Bobyan. No one from them started in HR and stay there. So all of them has the opportunity to try different places, and it's always greener on the other side of the island. So once you understand everything, you move there, and you will see it easier.
That's well said, Mr. Khalid. Thank you. So skill-based pay and merit systems are not yet widely adopted in Kuwait.
Allow me, I'd like to follow up on something important Khalid mentioned. Opening the chances and the opportunities for people to move on, whether it's horizontal or vertical, and aim for a job match, this is also retention.
True.
This is a very good retention tool. In fact, it might be the best retention tool now that I'm thinking about, because you're allowing people to find their passion and to find their best match. So, hats up, Bobyan. كفو.
Busara, we did the same previously.
We did the same.
We did the same
بس
previously.
ربنا صابينا.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Busara. Skill-based pay, again, and merit systems are not yet widely adopted in Kuwait, but they are getting there. From your own perspective, what would take to implement these systems effectively here, and what differences and what needs to be made for these systems to take place here?
Start again, or we can switch?
We can switch if you
I
want.
think that we
Nah,
can
this-
switch.
Let's
so
go,
let's make
Mr. Khalid.
The skill base is really something unfamiliar, especially in Kuwait market.
Sure.
And talking about skills, we have to know who is the person who's creating or evaluating the skill. Most of the job description are copying others with no real value. I'm sorry to say it, but today the main change between the CVs or the job description is only the title. You will find most of them are the same. So we need, first of all, a creator or evaluators for each job and what skill it needs. Then we can see, we can go ahead with implementing. Implementing for sure will help because it's very direct, very clear to know what this job and am I the suitable or the matching person or not. As simple as that.
If I may ask you, Mr. Khalid, because you work in Bobyan, is it suitable to, in your opinion, to have skill-based pay and merit pay
Big time.
for financial banks or all of that?
Big time, and especially with the new jobs or the new roles joined or include in the banks lately, talking about clouding, cybersecurity, and the new sciences.
100%.
Visits us in the banks. Yes, it should be.
Okay, 100%. Totally agree with you. Mr. Jamil, what do you think?
I honestly agree with everything that was said. Yes, 100%. A lot of the new jobs that are popping up require a slightly different approach than what we've been honestly used to for quite a while now. Now, is it totally new? No. It's more about actually just capturing the actual data, fine-tuning the setups in order for us to cater for these jobs. Now, what tends to happen at the moment, for skill-based at least, we basically change the regular setup to cater for their needs. It doesn't match at 100% of what we used to be doing. But the way let's just say the outer world would see it is anomalies. So somebody with 3-4 years of experience suddenly jumping through the ranks very quickly, etc. So they're perceived as a bit of, the wasta anomalies, etc., which is not the case to a very large extent. But as I think we discussed it before, whenever you see a golden nugget, you have to grab on it basically whatever way, shape, or way, and you have to do it basically. Now, for the market itself, merit-based has been here for quite a while to a very large extent. It's all based on data at the end of the day. We're lucky enough, at least in banks, we have the KBA data, the surveys, etc. We can build quite a lot of information around it. Broader market data is not there and to that extent. There is some, but not that much to actually build on it. So what is expected is actual data, market data in the proper format in order for us to benefit from it. And in turn, basically, everybody moves into a merit-based system. The last thing I want to talk about merit has been spoken most probably about for the last 2 decades or so. Is it relevant? Yes, it is relevant. Will it stay relevant? Yes, it will stay relevant. Some industries, some thought leaders, etc., basically spoke about moving away from the merit-based systems, etc., for quite a while. To a very large extent, everybody creeped back into it silently, to a very large extent. Mm-hmm. You need to have a system to distribute the wealth to a certain extent. You need to have a structured approach to, it's a limited budget. You have to allocate it properly. How do I do it? There has to be something about it. That's my 2 cents.
Spot on. Thank you so much, Mr. Jamil. Usara?
In my opinion, I would say in Kuwait, we're not there yet when it comes to skill pay, what do you call it? Skill merit,
Skill-based.
Skill-based merit.
Yeah.
We are, of course, applying the performance-based merit, definitely, and this has been going on for 2 decades, you're right. But skill-based merit, I don't think we are there yet. Yes, we have a couple of initiatives around Kuwait, but we're not there yet because of the fear of falling into the wasta category, okay? And because we don't have the recipe to do it right yet. Inshallah, I would love to see us maybe there one time in applying the skill-based merit, but we're barely doing now the performance-based merit, which is effective in a way, keeping everybody happy, keeping everybody, keeping the fair game across all levels. And I think this is what's been happening right now. This is in my view.
Busara, what do you think? What conditions needs to be set for them to be implemented, the skill-based?
Fairness, transparency, integrity.
Well said. That's spot on. Amazing. Thank you, Busara.
Mashkoor.
Mr. Mohammed.
Well, I don't have a lot to add to my colleagues here, but what I can reflect on is simply when it comes to skill-based, I agree with Ahmed. The skill doesn't have anything to add to work if it's not well connected or well immersed within the job design. So first of all, if you don't have a solid, I would say, competency frameworks that measures the competency level of each person in relevance to the role that this person is playing for the organization, and you have a solid performance management system and a transparent explanation and the communication with your people, how this works into their favors, how this is, I would say, contributing to their pay raises in a clear criteria to avoid this WASP bias thing. There is no need to complicate things for your organization. If you don't have a quite clear competency framework, a quite clear pay policy with a solid performance management system. But to a big extent, I would agree with Ahmed that skill-based merit increases does not work. Performance-based merit increases, yes.
I believe so, but if I may ask, we said that fairness and let's say competencies are important for us to implement skill-based pay. What else do you think should be implemented within the organizations itself, with the culture, with the development, because we need to develop in order to implement these? What do you think?
From my angle, I think we just need to take a step back to understand the basics of how the typical old school, let's just say, grading structure works. So we assign a grade based on the value of a job. Your competency is what you're required to be able to do this job. But the value of a job towards the company itself. So how important is this job to the company? Let's just say the vast majority of the current jobs we currently have at the moment, we can touch it and understand how much is this valuable. And based on how much it is valuable, it gets assigned the range of scores, it gets assigned the grade, it gets assigned the salary scale, so on and so forth. The newer jobs that we're basically seeing today, most of them for the first time, we know they're important. We don't know how important they are. And a tool to measure their importance has not been yet discovered, in my opinion. And most of the evaluation tools are very, very, very old school. It's very old school, guys. So what needs to be done to a very large extent is you need to be super flexible and know how to create let's just say the packages for skill-based with the tools you have today. And you have to accept that you will create anomalies and live with it and defend it at the same time.
True, 100%. We heard flexibility, we heard agility, we heard development a lot, and building on Busahaib as well with Bobian and other organizations, we have an evolving, let's say, pool of total rewards that we're having. So total rewards strategies in Kuwait are evolving quickly. Which specific trends, whether financial or non-financials, are having greatest impact on talent retention and attraction and motivation? And why do you think they resonate with today's workforce? So we spoke about Gen Z entering the workforce. I saw a lot of people, I was born in 1997, okay? I don't know if I'm Gen Z or, to be honest, I fall in between. But I see, I see people from 2004 entering the workforce, 2003. And it's, it's a gap. I have like 5 years between me and them. And within this 5 years, a lot of things happened. So what do you think? How can we keep up with all of these changes?
First of all, I think you are not Gen Z.
Am I not?
A person inviting us for a meeting at 5 p.m., no, he's not. He's classical.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So who would like to start?
And I would say the trend, to answer your question about the trend. I think we're drifting away from the technical skills and recognizing technical skills into soft skills, which I don't like soft skills, by the way. I like hard skills because they're really harder than the technical skills.
Sahih.
So we're drifting from technical into the soft skills. because because the technical skills will be covered by AI sooner or later. So in HR, for example, when it comes to talent acquisition or compensation or succession or talent management, all the technical part of those jobs will be covered by AI sooner or later.
Sure.
So what's left is the soft skills. So we need to learn how to recognize, how to first direct the staff into strengthening them into the soft skill side of their jobs, and recognize them in the soft skill side, and create career path accordingly in this side, and of course equip them with the tool to know how to integrate AI in their work to make it more efficient. I think this is the trend. This is what's happening right now.
So you think that, evolving with the work itself is, a benefit for employees, for their retention, for their reward as work is easy.
You need to evolve. The only should go بصيب, the only constant thing is change. The only
صحيح.
constant thing
صحيح.
is change.
صحيح.
You need to evolve. Otherwise,
true.
you'll go backward.
True.
Yeah.
True. Thank you, Busara.
حبيبي.
And I hope I printed his presentation to repeat all the answers. But yes, the feel of safety, the feel of recognition, appreciation. We have even the alternative or the opportunities we are giving our team and our family in the bank is really attracting. Because you will see a guy who's having, maybe Ahmed Lahaq Ali in the old life, okay? I worked in sales, in affluent banking, marketing, and HR. Maybe I'm not the best example, but at least I had different opportunities to join. And add to that, we are not using the policy to motivate. We are just using it for security. But overall, we have 1 million of activities, maybe unpaid benefits, but we are very active and having a minimum of 1 activity every week for the staff and employees.
Mr. Khalid, you mentioned a very important point, appreciation. Appreciation is always a key. It runs by rule that, when someone feels appreciated, they would give you بالكويت يحرق لك أصابع شمع صح ولا لا? So I totally agree with you.
And appreciation, not necessarily cash, not necessarily payment.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. A thank you can be more than enough. A good word, a tap on the shoulder can be more than enough. 100%. Mr. Jamil, what do you think?
Topic jumped a bit on we jumped a bit on quite a few of thoughts, but my 2 cents when it comes to all the new, let's just say the biggest change today is that everybody has access to tools and information to an extent that I don't think we can all comprehend the amount that we have access to. Now, the biggest, skill, in my opinion, that is required at the moment, and it's quite apparent, is for somebody to actually understand what they're reading or what they're sending and what they're preparing. Everybody can just crunch up a beautiful presentation, numbers, analysis, etc., using whatever tool, and suddenly you go from 0 to hero overnight. Something feels off, but whenever you scratch the surface, you realize it's just very superficial, and this is where it becomes this is a challenge. So actually understanding what you're doing, you have tools today that supercharge your growth in a crazy manner. What used to take us like 5-6 years to understand, somebody can honestly do it in a month, 2 months. What used to take us 4 or 5 hours to prepare takes us 5 minutes. So for the newer generation, the latest entrance into the workforce, and always focus it's on the newer people, but at the same time, the workforce today, half of it, if not more, are the older, more experienced generation. We all have to adapt whatever is being given to us and use it wisely, properly. And honestly, if you don't understand what you're doing, just don't do it, okay? Take it a bit by bit. That's my take on it. And that's my 2 cents, honestly, on the matter of using technology with the new generation, the old generation, etc.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Muhammad?
Well, if I would add something, it's basically invest as much as you can in your leadership development. I'm not speaking about the senior leadership because they are inspiring samples by the end of the day. They could be close, but not that close to people. I think that the mid-management, investing a lot in your mid-management to raise their self-awareness, to get them more acquainted with the culture that you want them to drive within the organization, creating a culture of coaching within the organization. This is one of the key pillars that we need to focus on. The other thing is, I link it with what Jamil was saying. When it comes to the level of investment that the companies or the corporates are availing for their people, when it comes to supporting them with the technology and the AI tools needed to make their life easier. This is going to hit a lot of pillars. One of them is basically, if my life is easier, I would do my work in quicker time. I'm not going to be from zero to hero, but by the end of the day, I will have more time to balance my work life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those two pillars, working on your leadership and supporting your people for technology to make their life easier, not to replace them.
So work-life balance and development and appreciation, these are very important notes. And يعني, thank you, gentlemen, for this amazing session. Honestly, I hope that we all enjoyed, and I hope that we got the chance to hear and develop ourselves when it comes to getting more information. Maybe we feel inspired. Sorry, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.